Okay, STB 1092 F515 SMTTG, subject area 6, supervising tank vehicles, supervising petroleum tank vehicles operation. Given the requirements to supervise and loading dispensing of the petroleum products for the tank of the vehicles in the field environment, personnel materials required to perform the task. 8 military occupational specialists qualified in the N2F soldiers. Risk management procedure, applicable material safety data sheet, protected personnel protective equipment, 1,200 to 2,500 and 5,000 gallon tanker vehicles. Empty the tank pump unit, TPUs. Remove on fuel ROM kit equipment of the HEMTTs. Um, Tanker aviation refueling system, HATARs, equipment of the operation fuel supply point, FSSP, other sources of communication equipment, movement of the tracking system, the spill containers, fire extinguisher, material, American Petroleum Institute, gravity equipment, cupcakes, and thermometer, appropriate gauging equipment, a 60 other gauge worksheet, DA Form 3643, daily issue petroleum products, DD, Department of Defense Form 1898, fuel sales slip, DA Form 1970, motor equipment utilization record, DA Form 5987 in the material motor equipment dispatch EGA to DA Form 2404 equipment inspection maintenance worksheet DA Form 5988 equipment inspection maintenance worksheet EGA facilities response plan FRP spill prevention control countermeasures SPCC plan for the unit hazardous material management policy unit standard operation procedure or written operations orders and full access to reference material. Supervised loading dispense of the product for Sion vehicles without contamination of the product with pollution, environmental damage to the equipment, or injury to the personnel. Danger failure to perform the task correctly may result in damage to the equipment, injury, or death to personnel. Apply risk management procedure, understanding the supervised risk management procedure, risk control command guidance directed by the higher headquarters. Assess the variable hazard continuous report risk and reduction measures appropriate to the chain of command. Environmental stewardship measures that is followed according to the critical task 10192 F2401. Short personal read and understanding unit installation standard operation order requirements for requisition, storing, handling, disposing of hazardous material. Enforce wearing of the appropriate personnel protective equipment as required. Supervise before and during and after operation. Preventive maintenance checks and services on the system components according to standard operation procedures appropriate to the technical manuals. Ensure the personal record of the faults while performing the personal maintenance check services of the DA Form 2404, DA Form 5988E. Ensure the vehicle is dispatched properly by checking the DoD Department of Defense Form 1970, DA Form 5987E. Supervise inventory tanker vehicle. Ensure components are complete with the serviceable prior to the mission. 7. Observe safety precautions. Post no smoking signs 50 feet of the operation position. Fire extinguisher within 510 of the feet of all hazardous equipment. Ground bound and all the equipment. Protect yourself and others of the fume and the vapors and Refuse oil spill containers connecting with disconnecting hose. Ensure the tanker vehicles are properly positioned, loading and unloading the operation. Maintain 25 feet between the tank vehicles and parked vehicles on the level ground. Ensure the vehicle wheels are choked and the parking brakes are set on the tank vehicles. Ensure the vehicles are facing on the nearest exit. Ensure the vehicles are not blocking exit routes. Ensure the manhole covers the open during all loading and unloading and fuel serving operations. Observe product color clarity contamination according to the Field Manual 1067-1 Military Standard Handbook 200 Visual Examination and API Gravity Test for aircraft refueling and performing aquaglow millipore testing prior to the distribution product. Supervise the loading dispensing operation of the tanker vehicles. Ensure the equipment is functional and properly. Ensure the personnel is performing tasks properly. Ensure the fuel is accounted for the DA Form 3643 DA Department of Defense 1898. Monitoring site and safety evaluation, environmental compliance. Stop operation immediate for the safety environmental infractions. Ensure personnel maintain status of the product on the hand of the material safety MTS is required by the operation order. Maintain the communications MTS with higher headquarters at all times. Provide reports as required by the operation order or unit standard operation procedure. Maintain records and accountability performing products according to the operation orders and unit standard operation procedures. Provide supervisors upon the completion of the shift. Evaluation preparation, task and condition standards, apply risk management procedures, ensure environmental stewardship, measure the following according to critical tasks 10192 F2401, ensure personal right understanding unit installation standard operation order, requirement, requisition for storing, handling, disposing of hazardous material, and first wearing of the appropriate personnel protective equipment is required. Supervise before, during, and after operation of the preventive maintenance check services system components of the U.S. standard operation material. Procedures appropriate. The TM's insured personnel required faults while performing preventive maintenance check services in DA Form 2404, DA Form 5988E. Supervise inventory of the tanker vehicle, observe safety precautions, observe product of the color, clarity, contamination in accordance with Field Manual 1067, Military Handbook 200. Supervise unloading, dispensing operation of the tank vehicle, maintain communications, MTS of higher headquarters at all times, provided by the reports required by the operation orders and standard operation procedures. Maintain records accountability for the petroleum products according to the operational orders of the standard operation provided by the supervisor upon completing the shift. See the score of the soldier and performance measures are passed. Score the soldier in the no-go if the performance and measure failed. If the soldier is a no-go, show the soldier was the no-go done wrong and how to do it correctly. The A Form 204, 364, 3, 5987E, 5988E, 1970, 18, Department of Defense Form 1970 and 1898, Field Manual 1067, TB 1158, 2529, 11012, TM 10 4930 13, TM 10 4930 13, and PTM 1158 25 T9 113, TM 5 4930 TM 9 2320 2279 10 and 1 20, TM 10 9 TM 9 2330 272 14, TM 9 230 2330 356 14, TM 9 2330 39810. The APRAM 758, the 750-8, and the APRAM 300-112, 300-104, and the Handbook 200. Supervising railway tanker operation cars. Alright, moving along. Supervising petroleum railway tanker car operations. Given the requirements to supervise and loading petroleum products from a rail tanker car for the field, environmental personnel materials required to perform the mission for military occupational specialists. Military occupational specialist 92F, salt railway tanking, loading facility, pumping of fire and fire extinguisher pills, container, risk management procedure, applicable material safety data sheets, facility response plans, preventive control, countermeasures plan, oil discharge contingency plan, and personal protective equipment, each unit standing operation procedure, full access to all applicable reference material, supervising loading, unloading petroleum rail tanks without the injury of the personnel, damage to the equipment, the pollution of the environment. Do not perform the task during an electrical storm. Failure to perform the task correctly may result in the damage to the equipment or the injury to death and personnel. Caution: before the task is ready and comply with the appropriate material safety data sheets. Note: in the task with any of the tasks involving the extensive handling of the petroleum products, make sure that the equipment is on the hand to contain the cleaning of spills, unpack the position equipment for the convenient access for the beginning of the task, relieve the requirements before performing the task, ensure the drip pans, waste fuel containers are appropriate size to contain the waste fuel generated by the task, use the drip points at any point of the spill is likely to occur under the valve and nozzles, continually observe the equipment, take care of them while performing the task, minimize the possibility of petroleum spills. If the spills immediately stop, the operations take the steps that contain the cleanup of the spill, report all spills immediately to your supervisor, apply the risk management procedure, understanding the supervising risk management process, risk controls, command guidance, directed by higher headquarters, success variable head, so continuous report risk reduction measures appropriate for the chain of command, ensure the environmental stewardship measures are followed according to the critical stat. Ask 10192F2041, ensure the personnel ready to understand the unit installation standard operation procedure, operation order, require requisition, storing, handle, disposing hazardous material, and first wearing the appropriate protective personnel equipment. Observe enforcement safety precautions and when loading and unloading railway tanker costs according to the standard operation procedure field manual 1067. 1. No, please place no smoking signals within 100 feet of the transfer operations. Do not allow any of the welding, open flames, the lighting other than the explosion-proof flashlights, the lanterns, and within 100 feet of the transfer operation. Do not allow anyone to carry the matches, lighters, and open lighters within transfer operations. Prior to each operation, load and unload, ensure all the equipment is bonded and grounded correctly. Supervise primarily procedure loading and unloading railway tanker cart according to the standard operation procedures of the Field Manual 1067-1. Implementation preventive maintenance check services on unloading equipment and such as the pump, the hose, and pipeline and manifolds. Ensure the pumping unit is at least 50 feet from the car. Make sure that the track rails is properly bound and grounded. Ensure that the cable connections are secure or make bare metal to contact. If there's no permanent ground rod, drive the 4 foot to 5 foot iron rod into the ground beside the tank. Attach the ground wire between the tank and the rod and soak the ground around the rod in the water. Make sure the tank is in the position so they are necessary to strain the hose connections. Inspect the railway tanker to ensure the free contamination and good operation condition. If other cars will be using attached, ensure the tank enrollment, derollment attached for the heading of the sliding of the bypass, preventing other cars with the backing into the rail tanker car during the transfer operations. F. Inspect all grounds and bonds to ensure that they are secure and make the bare to metal to contact. Make sure at least 2 fire extinguishers are near railway tanker car with an easy reach of the operator. Inspect all the hoses and fittings being to be used. Operation serviceability. Replace any of the hose fittings and they have potential cause of leak. Make sure the tank brakes, car brakes are set and wheels are blocked. Make sure the sign is placed in the stop car connected. Stop tanker car connected. Make sure that they have been seen by the switch screws on the main line next to the spur track. Ensure that these wooden cone-shaped stoppers on the hand to the bottom outlet of the tanker car is an emergency. Make sure the tanker car manifold is used and bonded in the tanker car shell. Make sure that no smoke. Make sure waiting the railway cars are in any position while products together with MO gas together with all JP8 fuel together with all aviation fuel together. Make sure no smoking signs are in the area where they can be easily seen. Make sure that there are two operational radios on hand during the operation, one for the pump operator, one for the operators on the tank car filling the point. Perform the visual inspection product prior to the loading and unloading operations according to the unit standard operation procedures DAPAM 710-2, the Field Manual 1067-1, military standard 304A. Ensure product is clean, bright, and free of all contaminants. See the sample for the laboratory analysis. Ensure the personal gauge and sampling contents according to the Field Manual 1067-1, military standard 3004. 4A DPAM 710-2. Ensure the recording of the data and accurately maintaining the data provided by the supervisor. Supervise the loading on the procedure according to the standard operation procedure Field Manual 1067-1. Check the delivery schedule for the receipt of the procedure. Unloading visual. Compare the rail check. Are numbers serial numbers against the rail car seal? The numbers are noted with the shipping document. When the unloading visual check sheet, it was the tampering of the breakage. Unloading the records of the tampering damage of the equipment of the shipping the documents. Notify the supervisor immediately of all shortcomings, corrective actions to be taken. Warning, stop operations immediately for safety environmental infractions. Supervise operation for the loading and unloading procedures according to the standard operation procedure Field Manual 1067-1. Ensure the product stands for 15 minutes prior to the gauging. Ensure the personal gauge sample contents according to the Field Manual 1067-1, military standard 3004. 3004, APAM 710-2, to ensure personnel are recording data accurately. Keep the sample product references until the tank is delivered. Drain any water to sediment for the tank. Compare the amount of the product issued from the store to the tank for the amount loaded on the tanker cars after delay. Daily closing the gauges is taken. Report excessive loss to the supervisor. Place identification seals on the hatch dome cover and record seal marking on the shipping papers. Remove the dangerous empty signs. Replace them with flammable signs. Remove old rail tanker car transfers. Unloading to check to ensure the tanker car is completely empty. Ensure the personnel gauge of the sample contains is receiving the tank according to the Field Manual 1067-1, military standard 3004, DPAM 710-2. Ensure the personnel are recording data accurately. Personnel shall wait minimum of 30 minutes after the receipt of any type of the fuel to allow the electrostatic to dissipate before the gauging. Compare the amount of the product delivered from the receiving tank with the amount of the product taken from the tank or car. Report the excessive loss to the supervisor. Remove the flammable signs. Replace the dangerous empty signs. Move the railway tanker car from the transfer area. Notify the supervisor the tanker car is empty. Report any deficiency in the supervisor to your supervisor. Report any defect to the car to the supervisor. Applied risk management procedures. Go or no-go. Ensured environmental stewardship measures are followed according to Critical Task 101 92F 2401. Go or no-go. Ensure personal right understanding of unit installation standard operation procedures requirement for requisitions, storing, handling, disposing hazardous material, enforce wearing the appropriate personnel protective equipment as required. Observe and enforce safety precautions when loading, unloading railway tanker cars according to standard operation procedure field manual 1067-1. Supervise primarily procedure for loading and unloading railway tanker car according to the standard operation procedures field manual 1067-1. Perform visual inspection of the product prior to loading and unloading operations according to standard operation procedures DA PAM 710-2. Field manual 1067-1 to military standard 3004A. Supervise loading and unloading procedures according to the standard operation procedure field manual 1067-1. Supervise the operation loading and unloading procedures according to the unit standard operation procedures field manual 1067-1. Scores go or if the performance is passed. Scores a no if it has failed. If the score is no go, the soldier will show what the soldier has done wrong and how to do it correctly. DA PAM 710-22, DA Field Manual 1067-1, TM 1043-20, 34-3, 14, field related to 3112, 3104, Military Handbook 1022A, Military Handbook 2001, Military Standard 3004A, TM 104930247113P.